Bridge is an alternative idea that built to connect a place to another. Bridges are built like a building that can accommodate heavy and last for a long time. It is built according to the size, height, and shape that specified that caused by the bridge was built according to the situation, geography, size, and structure of the soil. People have used the bridge daily to get in touch, for which they have been using the vehicle to move. For example, in the mid of 1800s, where they found that San Francisco is the center of the California, the western end of the railroad touched down in Oakland, north side of San Francisco Bay became a critical port. Related to the issues above, a structure will not last too long. Constantly shifting nature of the ground makes the soil structure will not last. Weather will dampen or dry out the structure. Bridges have a certain ability to accommodate up to a maximum height. However, the bridge should not to bear the weight to the maximum possible directly. The collapse of a bridge is not even caused by overload. It is likely due to a technical error when it is developing. This has happened due to poor bear we do not take a responsibility and take risk to part of it. Otherwise, there are several issues that often occur as lack of building materials and installations, errors such in. There are several factors that cause the bridge to collapse, either by natural disaster or human disturbance. The main problem of the bridge collapse is because of the unstable structures of the bridge and because of the loss of the natural frequency that acts on it. For the human disturbance factor, the human walking and vehicle movement on the bridge produce the vertical force and frequency, also may produce resonance. When the people or vehicle across the bridge increase and exceed the maximum load, the bridge produces excessive lateral vibration with high amplitude and high possibility to collapse. The example of the overload bridge that causes failure was in Minneapolis, August 2007. The collapsed bridge had killed 13 people and more than 144 people injured. Besides the overload vehicles that caused the bridge failure, there are some factors of the failure which are pure design, structure, and manufacturing of the bridge, also the age of the bridge and the maintenance. The cable that supported the bridge, which have service period over a long time, over 100 years, may suffer the environment long-term load effects such as fatigue and a load effect. This condition may allow the cable strength reduce and threaten the safety of the bridge. In 1994, the Songsu Bridge was collapsed due to the poor quality parts of the bridge, and in 2006, the De La Conquête overpass in Laval, Quebec, Canada was collapsed due to bridge construction were done incorrectly. Other factors that causes bridge collapse is natural disasters such as earthquake, floods, and strong wind. A quake can cause destruction of huge structure like bridge because earthquakes produces a high vibration that disturbs the stability of bridge structure. For the flood, it is because the flood water flow may gradually wear away of the earth around underneath the bridge, and the force of flowing water combined with weight of pile allow the bridge to collapse like what happened in Conemaugh.
This video shows how Tacoma Bridge collapsed by the effect from one of the natural disasters, which is strong wind. The wind flow makes the bridge produce resonance, which is the constructive interference of two waves with the same natural frequency. Bridge is moving because the wind is matching the bridge natural frequency, and this natural frequency creates a destructive force that make the bridge collapse.
A huge structure like bridge cannot be rigid because it moves in response to natural disturbance like wind. It also responds to man disturbance such as the flow of traffic on the bridge. As every structure has its own natural frequency which subjected to periodic force, a structure may respond with vibration of amplitude large enough to give a warning of danger to the occupant of structure, and the structure have the possibility to collapse. Therefore, One device called tuned vibration absorber is used to suppress vibration of structure at one of its natural frequency that transfers energy that causes such vibration to the vibration of secondary mass. To suppress the resonance of the structure absorber assembly at its natural frequency temper was used to.
Most of the textbooks describe a phenomenon of resonance by using the common linear single degree of freedom oscillation with well-known differential equations, where M is mass, C is a damping coefficient, K is stiffness, F is amplitude, while omega is angular frequency of existing force with displacement response of system. From this equation, the natural frequencies of the structure absorber assembly replace the natural frequency omega 1 of the structure. When the forcing frequency omega coincides with this added two natural frequency, the absorber makes it worse by inducing enormous vibrations of the structure, but absorber is effective for forcing frequency near the natural frequency omega 1 of the structure. For the system, resonance will occur when the external force frequency approaching the natural frequency near the values of square root of K over M. In this century, long span bridges have attracted many engineers and have more tendency to create the technical problems. Long span bridges are flexible and low damp as they are tend to vibrate under dynamic loading, compared with steel girder and tower bridge. Many vibrations occur in a long span bridges. The famous example is clearly shown with the incidence of the collapsed Tacoma Narrow Bridge in 1940 as the example of vortex shading phenomena.
HIV is a virus that destroys your immune system, making you weak. Once you're weak, AIDS comes in and makes you prone to all kinds of infections